A seed of courage is planted. Rosa's early life. Rosa Parks was born in Tuskegee, Alabama in 1913. This small town, known for its rich history and cultural significance, was the backdrop of her formative years. This was a time of deep racial segregation, where the color of one's skin dictated the opportunities and freedoms one could enjoy. Black people faced discrimination and violence on a daily basis. Rosa experienced this firsthand, witnessing the harsh realities of a divided society. She attended a segregated school where resources were scarce and the quality of education was vastly inferior to that of white schools. She saw how unfairly Black people were treated, from the lack of basic rights to the constant threat of violence. These early experiences stayed with Rosa, leaving an indelible mark on her consciousness. They fueled her desire for justice, igniting a spark that would later become a blazing fire of activism. Rosa's family instilled in her a strong sense of self-worth and dignity. They taught her to stand tall and be proud of her heritage. Her grandfather often spoke about the importance of fighting back against white supremacy, sharing stories of resistance and resilience. Her mother, a dedicated teacher, stressed the importance of education as a means to uplift and empower the Black community. Rosa was a bright and determined student, excelling in her studies despite the many obstacles she faced. She yearned for a better world, one where equality and justice were not just ideals, but realities. Even as a child, Rosa showed immense courage. She was not afraid to stand up for herself and others. One day, a white boy threatened to hit her. Rosa stood her ground, refusing to back down. She refused to be intimidated, demonstrating a strength of character that would define her later actions. This small act of defiance foreshadowed the strength she would later display on a national stage, becoming a symbol of the civil rights movement. Rosa's early life was marked by both hardship and resilience. She faced numerous challenges but never lost her resolve. She witnessed the injustice of segregation but also the unwavering spirit of her community, which stood together in the face of adversity. These experiences shaped her character and prepared her for the pivotal role she would play in the fight for civil rights. Rosa Parks's early life was a testament to the power of resilience, courage, and the unyielding pursuit of justice. Finding her voice. The influence of Raymond Parks. In 1932, Rosa married Raymond Parks, a union that would become a cornerstone in the fight for civil rights. He was a barber by trade, but his true passion lay in advocating for racial equality and justice. Raymond was deeply involved in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP, an organization dedicated to fighting for the rights of African Americans. This organization was at the forefront of the struggle against racial discrimination and injustice. Rosa joined Raymond at NAACP meetings, where she was introduced to a community of like-minded individuals. She learned about strategies for challenging segregation and the importance of organized resistance. She became actively involved in efforts to register Black voters, understanding that political participation was crucial for change. Rosa was deeply inspired by the organization's mission and the dedication of its members. She found her voice alongside other activists, realizing the power of collective action. Together, Rosa and Raymond worked tirelessly for social justice, often putting themselves at great personal risk. They faced threats and intimidation from white supremacists, but their resolve only grew stronger. Despite the constant danger, their commitment to equality never wavered. They believed deeply in the power of collective action and the necessity of standing together. Raymond's activism had a profound impact on Rosa, shaping her into a formidable advocate for civil rights. He encouraged her to find her own path in the movement, always supporting her endeavors. He saw her quiet strength and unwavering determination, qualities that would later define her legacy. Their shared commitment to justice not only deepened their bond, but also fortified their resolve. This partnership prepared them for the immense challenges that lay ahead, setting the stage for their pivotal roles in the civil rights movement. A stand, not a seat. December 1st, 1955. This day would become a turning point in the fight for civil rights. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks boarded a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. She was a seamstress and a dedicated member of the NAACP. She was returning home from a long day of work, feeling the weight of the day's labor on her shoulders. At that time, city buses had segregated seating, a harsh reminder of the racial divide. Black passengers were required to sit in the back, often enduring the indignity of standing while white passengers had empty seats. Rosa sat in the first row of the colored section, a place designated for black riders. The bus began to fill up quickly as more passengers boarded. Soon, all the seats in the white section were taken, leaving standing room only. The bus driver ordered Rosa and 3 other black passengers to give up their seats for white passengers, a demand that was all too common. This was a common occurrence in Montgomery, a city deeply entrenched in segregation. Black riders were often forced to stand, even when seats were available in the white section. But on this day, Rosa Parks refused to move. Her quiet strength spoke volumes. She was tired of being treated like a second-class citizen, tired of the daily humiliations. Rosa's simple act of defiance had a profound impact. It was a spark that ignited a movement. It sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement that lasted for over a year. Her courage inspired others to stand up for their rights, to demand equality and justice. Rosa Parks' bravery became a symbol of the fight against racial injustice, and her legacy continues to inspire generations. Section 4. The day the buses stood still. The Montgomery bus boycott. News of Rosa Parks' arrest spread quickly. The black community in Montgomery was outraged. They decided to boycott the city buses. This meant refusing to ride the buses until segregation was abolished. The boycott lasted for 381 days. Black residents walked, carpooled, and organized alternative transportation. They endured hardship and intimidation with remarkable resilience. The boycott had a significant economic impact on the city. Bus companies lost revenue. Stores in downtown Montgomery suffered. The city's leaders faced mounting pressure to address the issue of segregation. The Montgomery bus boycott caught the attention of the nation. It highlighted the injustice of segregation. It showed the power of nonviolent resistance, and it propelled a young minister named Martin Luther King Jr. into the national spotlight. Section 5. Beyond the boycott, a life committed to justice. The Montgomery bus boycott was a turning point in Rosa Parks' life. She became an icon of the civil rights movement. Her quiet courage inspired millions. But Rosa never sought fame. She remained committed to the fight for justice. She continued to speak out against racism and inequality. She traveled the country, attending rallies and conferences. Rosa Parks faced ongoing harassment and threats because of her activism. She and Raymond lost their jobs in Montgomery. They moved to Detroit in search of a better life. Despite the challenges, Rosa never wavered in her commitment to equality. She understood that the fight for civil rights was far from over. She continued to lend her voice to the movement, inspiring generations to come.